power of belief versus the certainty of knowing. Knowing is the destination. Belief is the highway to the destination. To know, you must first travel the highway of belief, and eventually you should end up at the destination. And once you make it to the destination, you can forget about the highway you took to get there, because you're not going back. This was a one-way trip. This is something that I've come to realize the difference of over the past year. Belief is fundamentally flawed because to believe means to not know something for sure. Belief means to believe in something that you do not have proof of. Belief means to have faith in what is not known. Knowing means to have proof or verifiable evidence of something that is the truth. When someone says that they believe in God, it means that they do not know for certain that God exists. A good example of this would be to say, do you believe that if you put your hand on a stove that is hot, that you will get burned? Or do you know that if you put your hand on a stove that is hot, you'll get burned? In this context, belief cannot be relied upon 100% for your safety and overall well-being. It is the same way in life. Belief will only get you so far. If you believe that the stove will burn you and you don't touch it, then your belief served you well. But wouldn't you rather know objectively than be forced to rely on belief, which is subjective? That is the point that I've gotten to in my own journey. I went from studying the laws of attraction to hermetic principles to manifestation and a bunch of other things that all led me to now know that there is another force at play outside of what can be seen by my eyes and my senses. Belief is powerful because it is a step in the right direction. Believing is better than not believing. I would rather you believe that the stove is hot than not believe it and burn yourself. But ultimately, I would like you to study the laws of thermodynamics so that you can objectively know that the stove is hot, and therefore you can avoid it at all costs, knowing the nature of its properties. To know means to have proof, and the only way to have proof of something is to study it. This is how it worked for me. I've studied spiritual principles enough to know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is something surrounding us that we cannot see. And that knowledge has given me the courage to walk into the unknown with confidence, knowing that although I cannot see it, I know something has my back and that something is there with me. When I used to believe, there was always room for doubt, speculation, and for disbelief. How the hell do I know for sure that what I believe is real? I didn't have the proof to back it up. This is why I always had a hard time believing in religions. None of them were presenting proof. It was all belief. And if you do not believe what they believe, then you were a bad person. I needed proof. That is one of the biggest coups of religious practices. They have led people to believe in God rather than to know God. In Kemetic culture, and before that, God was taught as being a fundamental aspect of reality, the underlying principle behind all there is. When a scientist studies something, does he or she rely on belief about said thing, or do they continuously study until they have proof that said thing is said thing? It's the same way for all other people. We need proof to be able to move in certainty. We can't operate solely in just belief and be operating with all of our true power. There will always be that sense of, what if this isn't real? What if I really am cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? What if this is all some bullshit and I'm just believing in something that doesn't exist? So anyways, I just wanted to write this quick article about a thought I had regarding the difference between belief and knowing. I feel fortunate to have learned the truth and now operate in the know. It is definitely a benefit one receives from traversing the unknown. Go deep for yourself, unlearn what you have been taught to believe, and relearn the truth so you can know what the hell's going on. Once you know, you know. To know is greater than to believe. Until next time, P.S. I know what you did last summer. Lastly, check out Metu Nectar if you want to know God.